Again, good afternoon. Welcome to the Greater Monterey Park Chamber of Commerce here at the historical Jardín El Encanto. Okay, for those of you who it's your first time visiting the El Encanto, this is one of our historic buildings, built in the late 1920s, 1927, if I'm not mistaken, by an immigrant, a Greek immigrant by the name of Mr. Snyder. And basically the purpose why he built this building was so that he can market this area. Well, before it was Monterey Park, well, I guess it was Monterey Park already by that time. He was here to sell the land, and so this was actually the real estate office. You know, one of the things that people always find funny is that today, you know, when we go look at these new homes and everything, what do you normally see, right? It's the trailer that you go see. Well, back in those days, this was their trailer where they would display their, you know, whatever maps or whatever they used to sell real estate. So anyways, we're fortunate that we still have this facility in the city of Monterey Park. And so the chamber has been using this, you know, for a while now. And so today, we have our State of the City address by our Mayor Teresa Rial Sebastian. But before we get started, if you'll please stand and join me in our flag salute. Hand over your heart, please, and ready, begin. I Okay, thank you very much. Now, well, I guess you can stand if you like. Yeah, we actually have a very special performance by two young ladies. Actually, originally it was going to be three, but one of them was not able to make it. But we have Karen Shi from the Brightwood Elementary School, as well as Trinity Church, right? And Andrea Jimenez. Hello, Andrea. Beautiful smile. She's from the Boys and Girls Club Notes and Notes program. So, you know, they're both, actually, they got together especially for us this afternoon to sing the national anthem, right? Okay, come on up, ladies. Okay, just hang on a little bit. You guys want to tell us really quickly about yourselves? Okay, who do you want to start? Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Shi. I'm 12 years old, and I attend Brightwood Elementary School.
Hello, my name is Andrea Jimenez. I am 13, and I also attend Brightwood Elementary School.
Also, they know each other. Okay, all right. I just want to keep with the story that you guys just met and put that together. But anyways, again, thank you very much. Again, welcome. All right? Okay. Okay, next I'd like to bring up a very special gentleman, a good friend of mine, very good. So we're Facebook friends, so we always keep in touch that way. But I wanted to bring him up to give us our invocation for this afternoon. None other than Chaplain Thomas McGrady from Post 397. Here we go, sir.
Can you lower your heads, please? Dear Lord, we come here today to celebrate our great city, our mayor, and our city council, and other public officials. On this day of self-awareness, bless our city and its leaders. To govern too often is a thankless task. In our coming together, let us not forget to give thanks for those who struggle on a daily basis to ensure that the great city of Monterey Park serves as a model of educational excellence, public safety, tolerance, and financial growth. We ask your blessing on this gathering, on our mayor and our leaders, and upon us all. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Thank you for those wonderful, wise words. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to introduce some of our VIPs in the room. Of course, everybody's a VIP here, but some of us are here because we have the fortune of being elected by the fine people to the city of Monterey Park. So today, well, let me start off with some of the folks here. Our council member, Peter Chan. Our city treasurer, otherwise known as Joseph Leone. He had a long day today, but glad that he made it here with us today. So welcome. And the person who of the afternoon who will be speaking to us later, our Mayor Teresa Rial Sebastian. And who else? Oh, myself. Okay. I'm the city clerk. My name is Vincent Chang. Thank you. And of course, we have, you know, the city can't be running just with the elected folks. You know, we got the people who works hard for us every day at the city, and led by none other than our fine city manager. Did he run out? Okay, Ronbo, where is he? He's out there checking on the building, I think. Okay. Okay, Mr. Bo, our city manager, okay, and as well as all our city staff from different departments. Raise your hands. Come on, everybody. There we go. Okay, all right. Right. So, okay, besides that, we also have our representatives from our higher offices, starting with our Congresswoman Judy Chu's office, none other than Becky Chang. And Daisy Ma, who's here on behalf of Assemblymember Ed Chow. Okay, I'm sorry, I think I need to get new glasses, but anyways. Okay, so, also I'll tell you more about, you know, our other very important sponsors after the presentation by the mayor. but I know it's really hot, and so let's bring her up because I know we all want to listen to her, what she has to say, and tell us about the city of Monterey Park. Just really briefly, this is the second time that she's serving as the mayor of the city of Monterey Park. And this time, she's serving the city that's one of the best places to live in, not just in California, but the whole United States. Wow, what do you think, huh? All right, so anyways, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up our Mayor Teresa Real Sebastian, who's gonna tell us what wonderful things we have in store for the city. All right, come on up.
Hi, good afternoon. Okay, I will tell you, before anything, as I was driving in, it was clocking, or the temperature was saying it was 107 degrees. And so I realized that people from Las Vegas are coming, actually people from Monterey Park are going to Las Vegas to cool down right now. So just, that's how hot it is. So before I even start, if anybody feels queasy, you start getting a headache, anything like that, please stop. Halfway through, I'm going to take off this jacket because I try to be formal, but once it hits triple digits, I think we need to be comfortable and be safe and healthy. So please keep that in mind. Plus, we also have some emergency personnel here. I know our, our fire chief is back there somewhere. I know I saw him. Oh, there he is. Okay, fire chief, in case you don't feel well, please, Fire Chief Haberle. So initially when I put this together, I had quite a few slides because I felt that there was a lot of information I wanted to share with you, and sometimes it's better to give more information than less. So don't be alarmed by all the slides because I will go through them really quickly. But before I do that, I want to thank the Greater Monterey Park Chamber of Commerce for putting this together. Thank you so much for this invitation. I also want to thank staff, Ron Bowe, and all the department heads, because really they're the ones that helped me put this presentation together. And I want to thank each of you for attending. I know I have to speak fast, and I will speak fast because the Dodger game is on, and I know about 4 o'clock I'm going to start losing all of you because you're going to start thinking blue, right? Yeah, so I better hurry. Okay, so first question for you, and raise your hand if you know this. What is the significance of 3-100 and 2017? Anybody? 3-100 and 2017. Anyone at all? Councilmember Peter Chan? 3? Yes, sir.
Number 3 city in top 100 in 1917.
In 2017, you're absolutely right, sir. And that's what our Mr. Chang was referring to. If you can change the slide, please. Monterey Park was named number 3 in the top 100 cities to live in the United States. This is 2017, and by that, we can infer that we're the top state to live in the state of California. So I just want to say kudos, and sir, this magazine is for you because you got it right. This is the actual magazine. If you can just please pass that back. And you have 2 council members here, so maybe if you get all 5 signatures of the council members, maybe someday that might be of value. So with that, I wanted to give you some quick stats for the city of Monterey Park. This is according as of 2016. We have 61,000 people. Home ownership rate is 55%. Median household income is $57,000. Median existing home sales price is $575,000. And I know as a chamber you'd be interested in that information. Also, population. The people that are in the age group between 55 to 64 is the same amount as the people who are age 5 to 20. So they are both the same, but our highest concentration here in the city of Monterey Park are those that are between the age 35 to 54. And household by income, 27% of the households earned $100,000 or more, 55% earned $50,000 or more, and 45% earned less than $50,000. I know this is information the chamber would like to know. Transportation, I thought this was interesting because it applies to my husband. Most people are driving by themselves. And when you look at it, it's like, why are they driving by themselves? And the only thing I can infer is that 51% of people that are driving have a commute of 30 minutes or more one way. So I'm going to ask the chamber to try to bring some of those big businesses here to the city of Monterey Park so we can keep our residents living, working, and playing here in Monterey Park. So that's a challenge I'm going to pose to the chamber. Management services, and I'm going to go really quickly through all the departments because really, in order for me to give you what happened or where we're going to be, you need to learn about the departments. This is management services. We have 14 full-time people, 2 part-time. We have a balanced budget this year of a total balanced budget of $90 million. Our general fund reserve is $18.6 million, which is pretty good because some of our surrounding cities have 0 in reserve. They are living day to day, paycheck by paycheck. So that's pretty good. For this fiscal year, we are the council is unanimous about paying down our unfunded liabilities. So this year we paid $500,000 to reduce our unfunded liability. And thank you to our city treasurer and our director of management services. Our investment earnings increased by 7.2% this year as compared to last year. So not too shabby, right? We also upgraded servers to interconnect off-site departments to City Hall because communication is extremely important. And Monterey Park, you know, you talk about awards. Monterey Park was also recognized as one of the 12 cities that were selected by the Government Finance Officers Association as a very highly effective forecaster. So we forecast and we plan ahead. We don't just look at right now, we don't look at the past, but we figure out what kind of revenue is coming in and how do we spend it and how do we spend it wisely. And so kudos, we got another award there. And part of it is also OpenGov. If you look at that, you can go on our city website, but most of our city financial documents are located on our city website. A city must be transparent so that you know exactly where your money is being spent. So if you look at this chart, you'll see the different years and where the money was used as far as the budget. Was it allocated to capital improvements, to public works, to police, to fire? Where did it go? So that's part of our transparency. What's in the pipeline? Well, we're going to connect our Emergency Operations Center to City Hall. Really cool, we're going to have iPad payment kiosks. So that means you can go into City Hall, and just like you would do with AT&T or whatever it is, you pull up your information and you pay right there online. So that's pretty neat. You don't have to wait in the long lines. We're also going to have an ACH payment, so that means we can pay our vendors quickly, or pay our suppliers, I should say, and we get paid by our vendors a lot faster. And also, going back to the forecasting, we're going to establish long-term financial planning now that we have all these developments that I'll be talking about in a bit. What do we do with that income that's going to be coming in, that revenue? How are we going to spend it? You know, what needs to be spent? Are there capital improvements that need to be addressed, and how soon? We'll move on to city clerk, which is headed here by Mr. Chang. We have 2 full-time, 1 part-time, and 1 elected. City clerk is really, really important because the city clerk is the one that makes sure that the Brown Act isn't violated, all these different laws. They're also the department that you would contact anytime you would need a financial document. So what's really cool about the department is they implemented a portal or a designation on our website whereby you can go in there and pull up documents. So you don't have to go into City Hall anymore if you're looking for a contract that the city entered into with XYZ. It might be right there. So that means you can view it, you can download it, you can print it. This is the document center. That's just a brief snapshot of some of the documents that are located. Part of transparency. Another thing the city clerk did this year is we have a document retention policy. Yes, we do our spring cleaning. So they went through and it just purged a bunch of documents that we no longer needed. A lot of the ones that were needed were scanned and the rest were purged. Going forward, they're going to continue with this citywide document spring cleaning, as well as engaging the residents to bring in documents. I know our trash haulers, Athens, for example, has participated in that and helped us move along some of the documents that residents didn't need, you know, by shredding and making sure that important information wasn't disclosed. And also in 2019 is the next election. 3 council member seats are up, so for any of you that are interested in serving here in the city of Monterey Park, 2019 will be the year. Now we move on to Public Works. Public Works is one of those departments that's absolutely necessary, but you don't get to see them too much. They do a lot of things that maybe are not glamorous, for example, but they're absolutely necessary. One of the things that they did, and I'm talking so fast I haven't kept up with my slides here. We have the centralized groundwater treatment system. This project is an $8 million project. And we were able to secure a $4 million grant. And this project will remove contaminants in the centralized plant, thereby increasing good water for the city of Monterey Park. This construction started in June of 2017, and its anticipated completion is April 28. I mean, we all talk about how important water is, and this is one step to bring good water to all the residents of Monterey Park. I'm really excited about this, South Garfield Village improvements. The city council, we earmarked $900,000 to be reinvested into this area. And I know this is really important for the chamber because this is a business district. We wanted to reinvest in that business district. So what Public Works is gonna do, they're gonna put mid-block crosswalks throughout there, or I should say right in front of where Harmony School is at, and also the car wash, so there's connectivity. We're gonna have biofiltration planters. We're gonna have new landscaping, new trees. I mean, the vibe is gonna be extremely different. And this is estimated construction period is from now through February of 2018. So at the beginning of first quarter next year, you're gonna definitely see a transformation there. And Public Works, I know many of you attended the demonstration garden, but in addition to our 13 parks, 2 pools, several tennis courts, indoor basketball gyms, baseball fields, we now have a demonstration garden. And the demonstration garden is for residents, community, to see that you can have beautiful gardens in your front lawn that are eco-friendly, drought tolerant, water conservation. And what's really neat about this conservation garden is it has all the plants and it gives you some information about each plant. So if you're interested in a specific species, you know what the characteristics are. So that's really nice. They're very good work. And then there's different kinds of landscaping: Asian, California, native, modern, Mediterranean, and Spanish. So you have different gardens. Another award. City Municipal Fleet was ranked number 15 nationwide by the Center of Sustainable Energy in the top utilization of plug-in electric vehicles. We have a lot of electric vehicles here in the city of Monterey Park. If you see staff, chances are they're in an electric vehicle, and so we were recognized for that as well, which is great. Public Works, you know, I'm not gonna go through all this. There's just so much that they do, but I will tell you, to date, there has been 190 locations of sidewalk that were repaired. Over 13,000 potholes were filled. They've trimmed 396 trees, removed 101 dead or unsafe trees, and planted 117 new trees. Just to understand the magnitude of our tree inventory, we have 8,221 trees, and they're valued close to $24 million. So these are a lot of the really good things that they do. You know, there's a lot there. You can look at those. And well, one of the things we did do that would be of interest to all of us would be we completed the solid waste bidding for your trash services. So now commercial businesses, while residential, you still have Athens, but for the commercial side, now you have the option, either Athens or Ware Disposal. Library, I know our librarian was here, I just saw her. Accomplishments. The City Council, we set aside $120,000 for the library operation for fiscal year 2018-2019 because Measure C is going to sunset, so we wanted to make sure there was money set aside for their operation. They also implemented over 1,200 children signed up for the Children's Summer Reading Program, which is great because we really want to encourage the youth to keep reading. Chromebooks are now available for in-library checkout, which is amazing. We have over 60 Chromebooks that were just checked out in September alone. We have coding program for kids so that kids can now learn how to build up the existing programs, and they're open to tweens, teens, and children's 8 years old and up. And what's coming up in the next chapter? Well, now you can check out your own books. If you have a mobile device, your cell phone, you can use MeScan self-checkout. And with that, you can scan the item barcode, and it allows you to check the items yourself at the library. So we're moving forward with technology. Also, Overdrive Digital Book Service. Now you can browse, borrow, and enjoy digital books directly on your computer. And what's really neat about that is you have 24/7 accessibility. Now we move on to community and economic development. Marketplace, marketplace, marketplace. We've all been talking about this for about 20 years. If you drive through the 60 freeway, you can see all the movement that's going on there. It's a 43-acre area, and we're going to have a development of 500,000 square feet, and it's slated to be opened of spring of next year. That's right, next year. And tenants will include Costco with a gas component, Home Depot, Guitar Center for you musicians out there, Buffalo Wild Wings, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Ono, Hawaiian Barbecue, Panda, and Mod Pizza. Those are the ones that we can disclose right now because the developer is obviously in negotiations with a lot of other tenants. So once their leases are secured, we will definitely make those announcements. We also have the Courtyard by Marriott, and it's 288-room hotel with commercial and restaurant space on the ground floor, and that's slated to open fall of 2018. So we're going to be really busy next year. And these are some of the pictures of the Courtyard Marriott, and some people may not be able to see them because they have it blocked, but this is an aerial view, so you can see there is lots of movement there. Community and economic development. We talked about the South Garfield Village, all the improvements that they're making on there. Again, the purpose of this was to revitalize that area. We also have $900,000 that is set aside for the bid, the Garvey area, which will be presented to the council to decide what can we do to revitalize that economic corridor. One thing I wanted to mention here is the Brew Kitchen. That just opened up last Wednesday. So they have a soft opening right now, and it's really nice restaurant. A bunch of us went there, and I have to say, for those of you that like fish and chips, they are to die for. So there's definitely a transition there. You're going to see a lot of new businesses coming up, and then the existing businesses will be rehabbing. Things that will be going on moving forward with our community and economic development. One that's really cool is that they're going to be hiring a new economic development project manager position, which is really going to help us facilitate a lot of these businesses that are moving and continue the momentum there. And I had to throw this in. How many of you knew that Bobby Kennedy had his campaign office on Garfield Avenue during his vie for U.S. presidential seat in 1968? Yeah, there's the picture, which I thought was pretty neat, a part of history right here in the MPK. So I had to throw that slide in. Next is the fire department accomplishments. There's a lot. We have a receipt of 2 rescue ambulances. Remember, safety, safety, safety is really important. We have new EKG monitors that were added to rescue ambulances. The department converted 2 firefighter positions to firefighter paramedics in this fiscal year. We will continue with sidewalk CPR. Oh, Vial of Life program. Did you guys by any chance bring any of those vials? Okay, if you don't have your vial, make sure you get it. It's a vial. You put all of your pertinent information in there. Any allergies you may receive or may have, any medication for your whole family, you put that vial in the refrigerator. If there happens to be an emergency, firefighters will go to your fridge to look for that vial so that they can get information, because you may be passed out or may not remember, and all the information is there. So make sure you get your vial of life and, fill it out and put it in the refrigerator. So these are some of the things they continue with emergency preparedness and their CERT program. What's next? We have Station 61, which is the one located right next to City Hall, and we're going to see some improvements there because the asphalt has huge potholes that is being detrimental to our fire trucks, et cetera. So we want to make sure that we keep it at optimal condition to make sure we can get those engines out to you as fast as possible when you need them. And Station 62, that's the one located at Garfield and Elmgate. You're going to see a complete transformation there. On that one, we had a contractor provide us, an architect provide us renderings, and the planning process and design are complete. They're working on plan check corrections now and anticipating the bidding process toward the end of the year. So the station will improve response times and allow the future growth, including an additional paramedic unit. Again, it's about safety. Police department. They have a new program. It's called Engage SpiderTech software, where the police department can send reports directly to victims of crime. So it's a way of keeping that communication open and safety. They purchased 5 new police interceptors to the tune of $350,000, and they, I believe, are now operational, correct? I believe I see them. Yes, they are operational. And they purchased 3 new additional police interceptor SUVs. And they were also awarded $800,000 grant to install a radio system that allows us to operate region-wide. And by region-wide, I mean throughout California, back east, whatever the case may be. When there's an emergency of that magnitude, you need to make sure that your communication lines are open. And one more thing I wanted to add. A lot of you recall our crossing guard, Abel Castellanos. He was fatally, he was killed by a gentleman who apparently or allegedly wasn't driving correctly, and he ran into Mr. Abel Castellanos, killing him. What happened is this gentleman decided to flee, and he went to China so that he could not be prosecuted. So what the council did, we saw the injustice in that, and we decided to set aside a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of Mr. Yang. So if anybody has any information about him, please let us know. Police department, they also did a homeless outreach, which is really key because as you see that the gold line, we now have the gold line off the 60 freeway. So a lot of the homeless are now able to transport themselves to different parts of the city. And the reason they're coming into Monterey Park is because they know it's a safe environment. They'd rather be here than to be in downtown LA. And so our police department is working with a lot of the homeless to see if they need medical aid, maybe they need mental services to help them through it. A lot of them are veterans as well. So I think our police department has done an excellent job with the homeless outreach program, and I want to thank them for that. Moving forward, automated external defibrillators will now be in the patrol vehicles. They purchased 5 of them. And this is going to improve the survival rates for people who suffer from cardiac arrest. And then juvenile diversion. It will redirect youth who have committed minor crimes from formal processing. So it's a way of the police department really getting involved and helping those that may need that added assistance at the time. Human resources. They've been busy too. They negotiated. With the assistance of our HR director, we negotiated 3 police MOUs for a 2-year contract to the tune of $1.7 million, and we negotiated Mid-Management Association 2-year contract for $459,000. Excuse me. The city was able to give a cost of living adjustment to members of all employee associations for the first time since 2009-2010. So it's not that we don't want to give people adjustments, is that we need to look at the cash flow. So HR, what else? We have, just to give you an idea of the city of Monterey Park, we have 287 full-time employee, 187 part-time. There are currently 15 current recruitments, and they have successfully filled 69 positions to date, 29 full-time and 40 part-time. And just to give you an understanding of the interest in Monterey Park, they have reviewed and processed approximately 2,500 applications to date. Human resources, these are some other things they've worked on. You know, some of these are retirement programs. Let me see. In the interest of time, I will just continue. You can read those. Next, we will go to recreation and community services. You know, it wasn't until I sat down and discussed it with our interim director. These are a partial list of all the events that we have here in the city of Monterey Park. A partial list, because I couldn't get them all on the slide. And one of the reasons Monterey Park was chosen as number 3 in the top 100 cities to live in the US is because of the family-friendly events that we have here. On any given weekend, you can find something going on here in the city of Monterey Park. Here's some pictures. I'm sure many of you have attended one, if not all of these events. And recreation and community services, I want to make sure that you all save the date, because at Garfield Ranch, we installed new basketball courts to the tune of $101,000. And the date of the ribbon cutting will be Saturday, November 4th from 9:30 to 1 p.m. and all of you are invited. It's going to be really neat. We're also going to incorporate the fact that we're number 3 in all of the U.S. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler there, but make sure it'll be a good family event. That's all I'm going to say for now, because Robert's giving me the eye. I shouldn't release any more information. And then on the drawing board, we're going to grow the concerts and movies in the park. Right now, we're hosting 3 concerts and I believe 5 movies in the park. Oh, it grew. Increased technology classes at Langley. We're going to have certified aquatic lifeguards at a shark fin university class. And what's really neat that I was really interested in is the last one. We're going to add a sign language lesson and activities to the daycare program. So I, for one, am really interested in learning sign language. I think that'll be really neat. And then also through the Recreation and Community Services Department, for those of you that don't know, you're going to start seeing them pop up. But we have so far 12 electrical boxes that have been transformed by students from our local schools here in Monterey Park. And one condition for the electrical boxes is that they have to incorporate the city flower, which is a geranium. So those are all the schools. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I didn't put a slide up, is as far as collaborating with others, City Council, we just recently had a council meeting at ELAC, and I need to mention this because Councilmember Chan has been working really hard on this to continue to monitor the close to 710 gap process. And the council, we also adopted a symbolic ordinance related to airplanes. It's a public nuisance here in the city of Monterey Park if an airplane flies over the city at an altitude less than 6,000 feet. So with that, these are all the reasons we were named number 3 in the whole entire nation. With this designation, however, comes responsibility. And the responsibility is to maintain that quality of life that we promise you that you live, that you expect from all of us. And 101 years ago, our founding fathers, they fought to make sure this city was incorporated because they saw the beauty. They saw the beauty in Monterey Park. They saw the goodness in its people, and they saw the vision. And yes, Monterey Park will continue to go through change because after all, change is a constant. And I don't expect Monterey Park to look the same 50 years from now because it doesn't look the same as it did 50 years ago. So I just want to throw that out to you because as you start to see the changes, let's embrace them. Let's embrace them because it is part of our history. And examples of how we can embrace it and make Monterey Park an even better place is to increase our quality of life. For example, if you happen to see an elderly neighbor struggle with bringing in their trash cans, help them out. If you happen to see a stray dog that has a tag, assuming it's safe to approach, call the owner. If you happen to see trash, sometimes I'll see trash come, in the front of my house, or as I'm walking, in one of our parks on a trail, pick it up. Remember to shop locally, maintain the aesthetic appearance of your property, volunteer at city and nonprofit events, and let's continue to encourage the youth. Yes, our motto is pride in the past, faith in the future, but we only have the present. So my question to you as I sum it up and I end this presentation is, how will each one of you make the present count today? So with that, I thank you and I open it up for any questions. The Dodgers aren't playing yet, are they? Okay. Not yet, okay. Any questions from anyone? None at all. Yes, ma'am.
Because last year we didn't have a Cinco de Mayo festival, but I didn't see it on your slide. Can you confirm that that's going to happen?
Oh, no, we had a Cinco de Mayo festival last year. Since I've been on council, since 2011, I can assure you we've had a Cinco de Mayo every year. So actually this year when it occurred, it rained, as I recall. It still went on. Yeah. No,
They did. I thought I
sometimes it's not on Cinco de Mayo. It might be the weekend before or after, depending on when it lands. But I can assure you we do have a Cinco de Mayo. Oh, yeah.
On Sunday, always on Sunday,
Oh, yeah, she's on the committee.
always on Sunday, and this was our 37th Cinco de Mayo celebration at the Barners Park.
So always on a Sunday, and this was our 37th Cinco de Mayo. Great. I look forward to the 38th. Anybody else? Yes.
You mentioned East LA College and that the city council met over there. I'm on the foundation board, so I'm wondering if you have other plans or affiliation or association with plans you have for East LA College.
Yes, the question was, do we have any other plans to collaborate with East LA College? And the answer is yes. As a matter of fact, during that meeting, we did an emergency preparedness presentation, and the issue came up about our CERT classes, and they would like to partner with the city of Monterey Park and provide CERT classes not only to their students but also to their educators. So we definitely do have plans, and any suggestions, we're open to them, absolutely. East LA College has about 40,000 students that they bring in every year, and so they are definitely part of our community. I saw another hand. Yes, sir.
I have a question on stormwater flow. I noticed that roadside gutters are sealed off with plastic and sandbag. What's the story on that?
That's usually done when there's going to be a construction project. Well, if it's in Alhambra, well, generally, and Tito is here, when those are capped off or blocked, it's because there's a construction project and we want to make sure that nothing goes down the drains, because if anything does go down the drains that is not supposed to, then the city gets fined. So if you can give me the address, we can let you know exactly what project it's going on and why City Hall decided to put those plans. But that's just for Monterey Park. I can't comment on Alhambra.
It's throughout both cities. I just didn't know the story behind it.
Well, Tito is our Director of Public Works, and he'd be more than happy. He probably would know exactly what project is going on in that area. But that's general. Tito, do you want to add anything to that? Or does that pretty much summarize it? Okay. You can talk to him and he'll let you know exactly what project. Anybody else? Anyone else? Well, thank you again for braving this really hot weather, and I know you want to get to Dodgers, dress lightly and, get ready for the anticipated World Series first game, right? So there we go. Thank you so much. And again, I'd like to thank the Chamber and the sponsors and all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. Hold on. Okay, so at this time, I think I forgot to mention earlier the board of the chamber. Of course, you know, all this has to be put together by somebody. So I see some of them running around right now. So let me go ahead and just ask them to raise their hands. With the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce, please raise your hands. Where are you? Okay, they're still running outside, preparing. Okay, all right. So, but at this time, I'm going to bring up our board president, Dora Leung, who I believe has something for the mayor. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mayor Teresa Reyes Sebastian. We are wonderful to have gather all people here together with the public, residents, business owners, and our vendors and sponsors here. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Is geranium?
Yeah.
Okay, since our president didn't mention our sponsors, you know, we're a chamber, but, you know, we can't really function without our sponsors. But these folks are not only just our sponsors for the chamber, they're really, in a sense, they are sponsored for the whole city of Monterey Park. Because why? Because they're helping to put our city and make it where it is and make it where it's in the future. So some of the folks I'd like to thank, and if they're here, representatives are here. First, I'd like to start out with SoCal Gas, none other than represented by Helen Romero Shaw. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's gonna say a few words.
I just want to say that, you know, SoCal Gas is entrenched in this community. We have a very important facility in Atlantic Boulevard, our data center, where we employ numerous employees. And as a matter of fact, we had this big meeting. We brought managers from all over Southern California, and they met here last week, and they were, oh, Monterey Park, we heard about it. So I was glad to bring. The other thing, we do have a partnership with the city. There are some natural gas vehicles, and about 2 years ago, we installed a CN compressed natural gas station. So we really appreciate the partnership and collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Helen.
And our pleasure to sponsor today.
Yay, all right. Okay, next, our M&M Realty Partners. Okay, they're in New Jersey, so they're still coming. They said something about not liking the Dodgers, but anyways, it's okay. All right, well, M&M Partners Realty, for those of you who don't know, are the folks that are actually putting together that marketplace, you know, the one by the 60 freeways. So those are the folks that are developing that location. And, you know, as the mayor said, next year, we're going to start seeing some good things going on down by the 60. So get your credit card ready. Get ready to shop. Okay. All right. We also have a representative from KCS West Contractors. I believe I see two gentlemen up here. Okay. Do you want to say anything since you're here? Okay. They're so modest. Thank you so much. And they are the folks that's putting together the Marriott that's up by the freeway, Atlantic and Hellman, right? So we'll be looking forward to seeing, well, you see their handiwork right now. I mean, it's got a big hole in the ground, but pretty soon there's going to be a very beautiful building there. And we look forward to that. Also, Taurus Mortuary. And there's Taurus Mortuary. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, and Mama Lou's Restaurant? Okay, if you haven't heard of Mama Lou's, you got to head over there. Okay, all right. Also, we'd like to thank our other supporters, Access Solutions, Dora, Monterey Park Journal. Okay, he's that other guy running around in the LA Dodgers shirt there. Okay, Print Spot, San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, Tasty Gardens, Venice Room, and Wong Tai Sin Taoism Centers. So those are some of the folks that help us in supporting and making today possible. All right? As well, we want to thank all our Monterey Park City staff. You guys are great. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Again, board of directors, I know they're busy, such as Victoria, who's running around here. Okay, so you should be getting some nice little libation in your hands. Okay, all right. So, and of course the students from Brightwood School, as well as the Boys and Girls Club. Oh, okay. We do have some certificate, and as well as Trinity Church, and oh, yes, of course, the Monterey Park Women's Club. Where are they? All right, they're back there. You know, they came in at midnight and they put all the decorations together. Oh, okay, almost. Not quite midnight, but yeah, they did a wonderful job putting this, putting the flags up and everything, making this place looks beautiful. Okay, right now we have some little certificate of appreciation for you. Unfortunately, we don't have a check for you, but okay. But you want to help, maybe Mayor, would you like to please, well, this is in the chamber. So the first one is for actually Chaplain Thomas McGrady.
From American Legion's Post 397, Chaplain Thomas McGrady.
Yeah. Photo time. All right. Let's give the chaplain a hand here. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Always. Oh, Karen Shi, and Andrea. Since you both are from Brightwood, why don't you guys come on up together? Where's Andrea? Oh, okay. Okay, Andrea's mom? Okay, all right. Direct, okay, okay. Yay, all right, there we go. Okay, picture? Thank you for that beautiful rendition. All right. Okay. Well, Boys and Girls Club? Okay, well, okay. All right. Monterey Park Women's Club. Hey! The mayor and council member Chan are members. Oh, okay, everyone should be a member. She's open for membership. Okay, here we go. All right, congratulations. All right, thanks again for your help. Okay, so at Trinity Church is not here, right? Okay, all right. Okay, so at this time, I believe everybody has a cup in their hands, at least if you're over the age of a certain age. Okay, let me see, who's going to be, oh, me? No. Why don't we ask the mayor to do this? No, come on, Mayor, it's yours. It's yours.
Okay. I never thought there would be a public picture of me with alcohol in my hand, but I guess there's a first time for everything. Thank you, Vincent. Okay. We are going to toast the city of Monterey Park and everybody here, because the reason we were named number 3 in the top 100 cities or best cities to live in the U.S. is because of every single one of you. You either live here, you work here, you have family here, but you have a connection to Monterey Park. And there is no way we could have achieved that designation if one of you here was missing. So I am toasting the community and each one of you. Thank you. And here it is, number 3 in the top 100 cities, best cities to live in the U.S., and by deduction, number 1 in California. So here we go. Salud.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. So with that, I believe we do have refreshments for you outside, prepared by Tiffany's, which is another one of our local catering and members of the chamber. So Tiffany, are you in here somewhere? I thought I saw you. Yes, okay, there she is. You're hiding behind Winston. Okay, Tiffany, okay, are we ready to go? Okay, so again, thank you for coming, and go Dodgers. All right.